Thank you, Freak. 1-1 in the series now. Solid win by TDK there, and they do it with a very hard-engaged, team-oriented composition there, which is what Enemy won with in the first game. So let's approach that and figure out why it is that Enemy kind of went away from that working team dive comp to this Nidalee pick that didn't quite fit in with the rest of the team.
We have some theories.
I think a really important thing about a best-of-5 series is that you keep playing the exact same thing until the enemy bans it out or makes massive adjustments to their draft to counter it. And the only change that Enemy did, or that TDK did, was banning the Hecarim. You could have still ran a split push presence in the top lane that can engage with flanks. There's many options available. But you didn't, why would you switch back to some sort of pseudo poke composition with the hard engage has been working wonders for you? Just abandon the Sejuani away and pick the same hard engage comp again. Take away the Sivir Annie in the first two rotations, and now you win.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I was really complimenting Enemy on in the first game was they were picking for the team. Like their last pick, their Katarina counter pick, they didn't use it to counter pick the lane. He actually picked into a bad lane, but he picked for the team, and they benefited greatly once they grouped up. But this time around, it seemed like a little bit more greedy with their
I think a little bit that was
Everybody just wants to play Nidalee.
Inox just wanted to play Nidalee. That was his thing that he was going to do, and they won the first game so convincingly, it almost felt like they could do whatever they wanted in this game. The strange thing is, as far as why would they do this if we take ego or arrogance out of the picture, it's because they were probably afraid of Aurelia with Hecarim banned. Some top laners see Hecarim as the only real Aurelia counter, and Seraph is a carry for TDK.
The thing is, Seraph has shown he's on the TP Smite hype train for top lane. So Aurelia is not really a TP Smite kind of top laner.
You'd be surprised.
You can do it on anybody, but I mean, it's not something to be that scared of. The TP Smite Gnar, the beauty of this is you get ahead. If you have Smite on a top laner, you scale like no other top laner because you have not only percentage HP, but also the challenging Smite in the late game is ridiculous.
Gnar had 4,000 health 25 minutes into the game.
And he's doing true damage.
Here's something really interesting about the team comp that TDK has been running in the two games. Both the top lane and jungle have percentage damage of max health with the Gnar, with the Shyvana, with the Sejuani, and the Nidalee. So they're able to shred down objectives. The early dragons that we see with the dual smites go down really quickly. And if Enemy is running tanks or any high health point target, they're going to be able to shred through that really easily. So they're prepared to counter any tanks that Enemy is throwing at them. And you see Zac dying really quickly in these fights.
Yeah, I think we need to give props to TDK. Instead of being so negative for the Enemy changing what was winning, I think we give a lot of props to TDK for taking away a lot of the tools that Enemy used and having a much better game plan coming out.
And if you do find a linchpin to their strategy, it appears that it was the Hecarim. They weren't willing to run that strategy without Hecarim. They decided to ban away Aurelia by giving up the Sejuani. They didn't want to opt into a teamfight game.
Yeah, TDK making the adjustments that we had pointed out, finding a little bit more direction for their team comp. Seraph, as you mentioned, having incredible success on the TP Smite there. The Sivir going 11, 0, and 13.
With a Vayne build. With Ghostblade, Blade of the Ruined King.
Very, very interesting build there, but hey, if it works, it works. I do want to pull up R1 replay, which is 31 minutes into the game. 3 for 3, because this here is the one fight that looked like it could have gone Enemy's way, and everything fell apart midway through. Jat, if you don't mind, we're going to pull that up on your screens right now, and I'll have him walk us through it.
This is the best fight that they were going to get, and a lot of it just had to do with overall target selection. We can actually just roll this clip right away here, because it was 4 dragons to 0, so we knew that Enemy had to fight, and TDK gets a desync initiation because the binding landed onto Seraph, so he was hoping to transform and combo with that initiation, but no one actually touched Otter for a long time in this fight. The reason it ended up turning, unfortunately, is Otter probably assumed in the length of this fight that Lissandra Ultimate had been used.
Yeah.
It definitely had not been used. And
as you see
Otter
right
gets
now
one shot. It was right there that the game is decidedly over at that point. Credit to Seraph in this game. He's basically 1v3ing over on the side of this as Gnar, and that's kind of the story of the game, was team fighting versus not team fighting. Even if almost everything goes right for you, you're still not going to win the fight.
Well, and that's the thing. That's kind of the theme so far of this analyst desk is looking at the team that is making the game harder for themselves based on the composition that they've chosen. They're looking for everything to go perfectly or for the other team to make an extraordinary number of mistakes in order to pull out a victory.
Well, looking at the next draft, I think TDK won't change anything. You know, they really like the direction that this game took, but I'd like to see Enemy not give away the Sejuani again, because as we saw in these fights, Sejuani would always hit an ultimate that would hit the Morgana. So Morgana did not have the reflexes to spell shield herself or somebody else, and that's going to have to change.
All right, well, they do have a few more minutes to get their strategies in order before we jump into the picks and bans for Game 3. With the series tied up at 1-1, we're going to step away for a while the teams reset, and then we'll be right back after this with more of the Spring Challenger Series Finals.
2 more games and we can end early.
Yep, we can end early, guys.
Buddy, if
Yeah.
we end these next 2 games fast, you can go watch anime right as soon as we're done.
Yeah,
Don't
just
tell
go
me
in the
that.
crowd. Just
That's so worth it.
Gonna drop down. It's a 1-for-1. Into the back line goes Seraph. He is not Megadar, though. And Otter might just get the kill here. Doesn't quite go for Seraph, though. A 3-man stun. That's gonna be the turnaround, but is it really? As more kills keep coming through, Inox heals himself, but Seraph still claims the kill.
지키면서 나이스
The 2-man stun comes in on a body drop. That'll be the quick kill on a Morgana. She flashes away. Glacier Prison, it's more. 1 kill picked up. Inox gonna make that a second. Otter gonna be the third. Just as fast as Game 1 went down, Game 2 is gonna go to TDK.